Hey, this is Tim here with Expert Power Wash. Got a really cool box truck behind me I wanted to show you guys. This is a complete custom built. Has a lot of different things going on with it. Let's take a look at this and I'll show you all the details. All right, we're behind the build shop here where we do all of our testing. Show you this box truck. So this is a 2025. Get a little closer there, show you the model. Really nice box truck, 14-foot box on this, diesel. If you're going to do a box truck, really, in my opinion, this is the way to go. This is going to a local roofing painting company. They're going to be adding a roof fresh or a fresh roof product to this. I'll show you that stuff as we get up into this truck. Here's a look at the back. All stacked reels. You got 4 reels back there. This has a really cool side entrance here. Let me show you this. It's actually a step up. This is a roll-up door. Reach up here. You can kind of see how that works. And we have really nice diamond plate steps here. Let's walk up into this. Here's some of the extras that they purchased from us. Cleaning chemical pack, whisper wash. We got the gun over there. We have house Softwash gun. These are super popular. These are really nice. These are the CNR sharpshooters. So we put an M5 with a sharpshooter combo on here. Stainless steel plugs. This is our house Softwash gun. This is chemical resistant. So this is what we recommend for all downstreaming or spraying any chemicals through pressure guns. Fuel tank over here. We actually took the fuel tank off of the P40, and I'll show you that when we get closer to that. Then of course a backup 7 GPM pump there. Really, I think if you're in the Softwash industry and you don't have a pump on hand as a backup, you're asking for problems. So here's a look at the mixer, Softwash system. This is our Pro Mixer XL. So here we got water, soap, and then bleach there. And this is our rinse out valve. So pointing up obviously would be chem, pointing over in the position that it's in now would pull water. So what this does is it allows this valve to switch between bleach and water, going into the chem valve. That allows you to completely rinse out the system, prolong it, make it last longer. Got the plumbing running really nice. Everything's set up how it should be. We use an upgraded sealant in here. So this is actually what's being used in the water treatment facilities. It was a recent sealant that we upgraded to. Works really well. Stainless steel clamps with the stainless steel screw. You gotta be careful with these clamps. A lot of times when you go buy them at a hardware store, it's a stainless steel band on them, but not the stainless steel screw. Let's take a look at the pump here. So this is our plate mounted system here. We got 3/4 pulling from the mixer and then a 1/2 inch out to the hose reel. This is the new dual control Remco pump. We have our super heavy duty on and off switch. It's primed up right now. Otherwise that pump would kick on. These are quick connects. So the way that we set these up, so if that pump ever goes down, simply pull this out, pull this side out, and you can see the way that we have them in here. These are actually like pegs and they're up against the rubber. So all you have to do is push, and this is a flange nut, push on this really hard. That'll release this bolt, and then you could just spin it off with your fingers. Take a look at the plumbing up here. Everything is running into the top of the tanks. We don't have any bulkheads here. I see a lot of people use bulkheads. The problem with that is you have a connection here and then you have a connection at the bottom, and both of those are prone to breaking. With chemical usage, those fittings get brittle and they do break. I know that because we've spent a lot of years out in the wash industry ourselves before we ever started building, and anything that could break or anything that was an issue, we worked really, really hard to make sure that we have fixed some of those things and make sure that you're not going to have to deal with some of the same issues we dealt with when we were, out on a truck years ago. See if I can show you in the tank here how we have this set up. So these are airtight seals. You can pull on that. They go in there real nice. Got the appropriate holes drilled. It's installed properly like it should. So you see that hose comes in through here, comes in through the bottom of the tank, and that piece of PVC there, that's just a sleeve. See if I can reach in there and show you. Pardon the camera angle. This will likely be an unedited video so you can see in real time, but yeah, so this little piece of PVC, this is just a sleeve, and then it goes down to the filter there. That's a slotted PVC filter. We don't put any clamps on the end of the hose there, because if you put any clamps on things that are submerged in bleach, you're gonna have issues. So we heat those up, slide them on, and then it stays real tight. All right. Talk about the tank straps here. So these are incredibly heavy duty. These are 1/4 inch. We're not using any of that thin stuff that we see a lot of guys use. This is super heavy duty stuff. And then we've changed, and so let me show you this. The way we used to make these is we had a tab that came off of the front and one bolt went through. I'm crazy about overbuilding things and making sure that it's heavy duty. So what we've done here is we got a tab on each side. So we're able to double the amount of holding strength of the bolts that are holding these tanks in. And you'll see why that's important. We got 5 tanks on this, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But while we're down here, here's our 7-gallon soap tank. Again, we have a super heavy duty bracket. This is probably way overkill. Stainless steel hardware on this. So this is where the mixer is going to pull soap from. Again, we have the through tank plumbing. I'll show you this in here. A lot of guys want to show you builds from a distance. We're very, very proud of what we do. I'll show you guys all the bolts and pieces inside the tank. We're pretty confident in the way we build these. We've built a bunch of these, and don't mind showing you guys all the details. There's a look at more of the plumbing. So the way that we have this set up, let's talk about that for a second. You can see we have the tanks labeled. So this is the chem tank. This is going to be bleach, 100 gallons. And then what we've done here is we tied 3 of these tanks together. So we got 1, 2, 3 tanks for water. And I'll show you the other side how we did that. What that does, especially when you have this kind of capacity for water, is it reduces the sloshing. So that's 1.5 inches. Got those all tied in real nice. These are actually European clamps, super hard to get here in the US. But they're full stainless. They hold better than anything that we've ever used. Let's see if I can give you a closer look there. So 3 tanks tied together. This is our drain hose here. So this is 1.5 inches, super heavy duty. When you go to drain this, if you don't want to carry water, it pours out like a fire hose. So real nice, quick drain on this system. Here's a look at the other side. You're probably asking what that last tank is for, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So right here is the Hudson float valve. So water comes in through the garden hose reel, pours into the tank. If you can see in there, there's a Hudson float valve. So as the water level gets up to that, it'll automatically shut off the water. So you don't need to worry about overflowing the tanks. All the lids have vents on them. Doesn't really matter for water much, but when you have chemicals in the other tanks, you want to allow it to gas out. Overall, if you look inside this truck, we don't have a bunch of stuff running across the floor. Super messy. We like our builds to be as clean as possible. You can walk all the way around here, and we'll do this in just a few minutes. You can get all the way into here. One of the biggest things when we build these is I want everything to be maintenanceable. Worked on a truck recently with one of the guys here in the shop, and it was a nightmare. You had to take apart different parts to get to other parts. When you're working with chemicals and bleach and pressure, things do go bad. It's just inevitable. It's just part of what we do. And you want to be able to make sure that if you put together a system like this, if it's not us, that you put it together to where it's maintenanceable. And that's, you'll realize once you're into this industry and you start doing this longer and longer, how important that is. Take a look on the other side here. You can see we have all the hoses running super clean. There's a look at the other side. So we have the battery box. Here's a really cool feature we did on this. We actually put the circuit breaker for the hose reels right here on the side of the battery box. So if you hit this little button here, this is going to completely turn off the reels, and it's going to pop down the little leg. To turn it back on, just pop the leg up. That's underneath that circuit breaker. That'll protect the reels, and it also allows you just to turn them off if you don't want them on. It's really nice if you have one of our truck skids, then nobody can walk up to the skid and play with your buttons on your hose reels. This isn't enclosed, but we still do it for the protect it. 22-gallon fuel tank. So this is a lot bigger than what we typically use. So that's going to fuel the pressure washer over there and that P40 pump. All right, here's a look at the back of the hose reels. When you stack reels this high, it's super imperative that, it's supported. So what we've done here, it's gonna be hard to see, but we have a custom bracket that bolts actually into the side of this. So you can shake this thing, and this thing is stout. So 4 stacked reels. That bracket is 304 stainless. All the reels are using stainless stack kits. You can see in between those reels, all stainless steel hardware. Let's go around to the other side here. Here's a look at the back. We do have a strainer filter, so the pressure washer is going to pull filtered water, so you don't have to worry about sediment and debris getting into your pressure washer. So let's talk about this P40 in this last tank. So there's a product called Fresh Roof. It's just a roof rejuvenation product. So that goes in here. We have water in here right now for testing. When the customer takes delivery, we'll either spray the water out or drain it out for them. So it's a product that goes in here, and you do mix with water. So if he wants water in there, it should work out anyways with water in here, but we're testing it with water. So this P40, you can use this for a soft wash system on most builds, but the way that we have it set up here, this is the suction side. So it's going to pull out of this tank, and without having to plumb this into a soft wash system, it makes it super easy because the bypass just goes right back into here. So it's just a one take tank circulation. When he puts this product in there, he put that on bypass, it'll mix up real nice and easy. And then you have the other hose going out to the hose reel. We've used all super heavy duty Curitech hoses on here, of course stainless steel clamps. This is our custom machine stacking kit here. And I'll jump out and go to the other side and give you a closer look at that. So that's what this is. So this truck can restore roofs, it can clean roofs, it can pressure wash, soft wash. This is kind of a jack of all trades truck. And I think they're gonna build out some stuff in the front of this for some other things that they're doing. Right here, we'll go to the back of the truck. This build came out really clean. We're super proud of this one. Everything looks great. The fit and finish is good. Here's a look at that machine there. So these are custom gear drive machines. We have exhaust deflectors on both machines, so that's not exhausting straight into the wall. So like I said, this is our custom machine. We have the block mounted unloader back there. That is the pulser unloader, general pump. What the pulser unloader does, and we have similar ones on other machines that we build out, but what that does is when you release the trigger of the gun, you don't have all the trap pressure that's backed up in the hose. It allows, it's just so much nicer. When you pull the trigger, it doesn't jump in your hands. It's a lot more of a joy to work with. So we went to those about a year ago. They're 1/2 inch in and out. They're heavier duty than the K7s, and just overall really nice high quality unloader. Nobody's doing that, I don't think, but us on our machines. It comes standard with our custom machines and builds. Here's a look at the P40. One thing I didn't show you is you can see that it's missing the gas tank. We talked about that in the beginning of the video. So we actually have a custom fuel tank or fuel pump system that pulls out of the fuel tank. So there's a nice little block up plate. We have this for, it can work for the 390. This is the GX 200. So it works across the board for those small engines. We do have that available on our website if you have something like this already and want to pull fuel out of a fuel tank and not have to worry about climbing up there and filling that little tiny fuel tank. You can make that customization fairly quick on your own system if you want something like that. But yeah, this is it. Super nice box truck. If you have not seen our stuff, go to pressurewashingskids.com or expertpowerwash.com. Both of those websites go to the same place. If you're interested in a build like this, there is a link right on the front page that says build my skid. Go ahead and click that. That'll send you all the information to schedule a discovery call. And myself or Christine would love to jump on the phone with you and discuss your next build. Appreciate you guys tuning into the video. If you have not seen our other videos, we have about 400 other videos here on the channel. We have a lot of different builds. We have trailers, skids, flatbeds. We've done a lot of different types of pressure washing, soft wash builds. If you guys are interested in seeing something that is a little out of the ordinary, maybe a little higher quality, check those videos out. Hope you guys have a great washing season, and I'll see you in the next video.